Hey everybody, it's Danielle here, and welcome to the Big Money Stylist podcast. If you are new to our podcast, first of all, welcome. We're so excited to have you here with us. We have 4 key topics that we discuss every week, and this week is all about production. Right?
Yes, it is.
Last week was power. I was not able to be here, and today I kept teasing him. I'm like, it's production, it's power, it's production. And we kept going back and forth, and apparently I get the 2 P's mixed up. So what are our other 2? Power, production.
2 of the 4. Oh my God.
I'm like profit
and protection.
and protection. They're all P's?
Yes, they're all P's.
How did I just figure that out?
Just like body being balanced business.
Oh, look at us.
Interesting.
Oh, look at us. So today is power, and Ani's actually going to bring us, she's like our host. She's going to really keep us on point, because me and Kenzie here, we just ramble. And
I feel like it's not good that I ramble like you.
No, I know. We need 2 ramblers, and then we need 2 people to keep us on point. So Ani just keeps us on point, and maybe it's because you have your fancy notes in front of you.
Oh, yes it is. I'm just the younger, more feminine-looking version of Ryan Seacrest. I don't know what it is that Garrett says, but it makes me laugh every time.
I feel like that's exactly what he says every time.
I thought you were going to say of you. I was like, oh my God, I look like Ryan Seacrest.
I'm very offended by that.
I'm the smaller, younger version of J-Lo. Does that work? Can I stick with that?
There you go.
Lord knows that's not
been
the
the
truth.
goal.
Daintier version.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, no, but with that, yeah, we're going to be talking about production today, which is super exciting. And then the really main topic we're going to be kind of focusing around that is marketing itself, but not just general marketing, but very strategic marketing and why it's so vital to everything we do.
So powerful.
So powerful. So Danielle, marketing. Why is marketing so powerful to everything we do?
You know what? Nowadays.
Back in the olden days, though.
I know.
Not in the old days.
Back in the older days. No, nowadays, marketing is so important because it's honestly a whole nother skill set. I think there's a lot of amazing artists, but if your marketing's not on point, you can't charge what you're worth, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So I refer to it as kind of the ego in the artist, when the artist is like, well, I can charge that, I just don't want to. Or, and it's like, no, you have to have really good marketing to kind of position yourself as the expert and charge kind of what you believe you're worth. So otherwise, people are like, who are you? Why should I care? Whatever. So you have to find a lot of power in your marketing to make sure that you're kind of targeting the right people and getting paid what you're worth.
Have you ever had that ego, do you feel? That you were like, psh,
oh, yeah. In the very beginning, because I didn't start my brand. I've been doing hair for ever. No, just kidding. I've been doing hair
back in the old days.
Back in the olden days when I did hair. No, honestly, I always felt like I was a young stylist, and all of a sudden I'm like, I'm a senior stylist.
Did you give yourself that title?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, oh, good for me for being that senior stylist. But because there's a lot of young stylists in our industry. But, when I started my career, I started right out of pretty much high school. I started hair school. So, yeah, I really have been doing hair since I was a wee lad. And now it's so funny. I started my brand. It was when my daughter was just barely born. She's 7 years old. So it was about 6.5 years ago. And at that point, I'd already been doing hair for 8-9 years. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to start a brand. And that was kind of when I really had created MBR, and I was doing just MBR. But even over the last 7 years in training and educating, I've gotten so much better. And so even in the beginning, I'm like, okay, well, I've got to have better marketing, and I've got to have a better brand. And so I remember getting online, and back then, Instagram wasn't even a thing yet. Facebook was big, Pinterest was big, blogs were big. There was tons of forms of social media, but Instagram was not that big yet, or it wasn't even out yet. So I remember I'm like, okay, well, I need to get my brand out there more. I kind of created this method, and I need to start getting more clients. Because I'd moved several times to several different states, and not only that, but I wanted to start educating more. And I actually started my program with a program called shadowing. And I wasn't doing classes. I swear I invented shadowing, because there's so many salons that do shadowing now. And I'm like, oh my God, I fucking started that 7 years ago. You know what I mean? But it was because in the beginning of my brand, I wasn't comfortable in teaching in large group settings, but I was really confident and comfortable in the system that I created. So, and it was, for me, it was I didn't have the marketing there. And so I was only offering shadowing because it was easy to position myself as an expert and say, I only offer shadowing, so you can come in and do a all-day course with me. But I remember even in the beginning, when I felt like I'd be really happy with my before and after work, not obviously, but back then we didn't do, I didn't do a ton of before and afters. It wasn't really a big thing. It was you just kind of built your business based off of referrals,
That's all you did.
That's all you did. And you're like, I like Sally's hair, so I came to you, and you oftentimes you didn't really know what you were going to get. And so when I started taking photos of even my work, I was like, oh my God, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. You know what I mean? And I had to kind of take like a harsh reality, because that's when I started researching online and figuring out what was like the best, who was the best, what was out there, what were they doing. And I remember like literally taking my photos and being like, oh, but it looks so much better in person, which is true.
Yeah,
like
it always does.
I feel like in the beginning, that's the hardest thing for artists, is like getting your photos to represent what you really feel like it looks like in person. But again, I would take photos and I was like, okay, well,
I could
maybe
have done that better.
my colors could have been
yeah.
a little better. Or this could have blended better. Or maybe I call it hair stingy, or you know what I mean? And so even though I thought I was amazing back then, which I had 8 or 9 years of experience, I kind of had to take this step back and be like, okay, like I can't be like, well, I'm really awesome. I have to look at this and be able to critique myself and figure out how to become better. And I always go in with a mindset of that always. And there's been times in my life and through my marketing and through building my brand where I get stuck and I have to be like, Danielle, like, let it go. Like, let it go. You promote, like, be bigger, be better. Like, just, like, let it go. And so when I have to, like, each new phase, I have to learn how to, like, let it go and kind of move forward. So I, like, would encourage you, if you are an artist, a stylist, whatever it is, like, keep your ego in check, because that ultimately can support us but hold us back. You know what I mean? And so it's like, it's important to have that confidence. You can't be like constantly like squirrely, like, oh, because if you're not confident, you can't sell your work, you can't promote it. It's hard to build a brand if you're not confident in what you're doing. But keep it in check and understand that there's always room to learn and grow. And I always tell my students, I can only teach from where I'm at and what I've gone through. And so that being said, I think, sorry, I'm rambling, guys, but that being said, I think that it's so important. If you can only teach based on where you're at, and you want to reach more people, don't you have to constantly be growing in order to get bigger and better? You know what I mean? So that's kind of like my mindset and when I go into things. So don't ever I have to tell myself this, don't ever have that ego of like, you've learned enough, you've arrived, you're fine, you're better, and you're done. And even with our classes, we teach business and we teach mindset. And we have a lot of people come in and say, well, Danielle, we just want to learn the technique. And I'm like, that's great. And in the beginning, I even shared a blog post on this. I was like, I thought that my technique was just so good that like that would be enough for people. And when I started teaching it and it wasn't enough, I was like, oh my God, what is wrong? And I didn't give myself enough credit for the mind shift and the continued
mindset change.
Mindset change, and not only that, but just being willing to push through and grind and grow and get uncomfortable and that kind of thing. And so it's just, it's a shit show some days, you know? Like it just, like I get like bugged when people are like, oh, I'm good, I just want to learn the technique. I'm like, well, we're not teaching that.
First
so
thing where you're at.
yeah, good for you. You know, there's always more to learn. So
I do actually get that question a lot, where people will say, well, can I just come and learn NBR? I'm like, no. They're like, can I just come and learn business? I'm like, no. BMS itself is the methodology of NBR married to business and marketing tactics. It's all in one. You cannot separate them. Like, it doesn't fucking work that way.
Right.
Well, and something that I think is super interesting with marketing, and when it really comes to like putting yourself out there and reaching a bigger audience, is I think as human beings, we have a tendency, like, we want to look perfect all the time. I know I've done it before, and that's something I'm trying to get over, guys. Don't you worry. I'm a work in progress. It's fine. But it's the constant almost need to feel like, oh, my life is perfect. Everything's fine. Everything's great. And we sometimes forget, if you just throw yourself under the bus,
right,
people relate to you so much more.
Right.
So Kenzie, do you want to explain like what throwing yourself under the bus means, and like
throw
how
yourself under, girl.
Yeah, right under.
So throwing yourself under the bus, we like the term. It's just like throwing whatever it is in your life under the bus. So for example, like this week, I got a spray tan. We just talked about this. I'm the whitest person here on the DKW styling team, and I get shit for it every single day. Thanks, Valinani. And so anyway, for example, I have really white skin. I hate my really white skin. I used to be really tan. I had to take certain Accutane and everything. My life has changed. Can't get tan anymore. So I'm living in California, trying to keep up with Joneses here who are really tan, and I got a spray tan. So 2 weeks ago, got a spray tan, washed off my feet really quickly. Also washed off my hands really quickly. So it looked like I was wearing white gloves and white socks. Now this week, I got another spray tan.
Oh, no.
Accidentally got out of the shower and my hair was dripping onto my feet. So you can't see it on camera, but I have like Dalmatian looking feet this week. So What I just did is throwing myself under the bus.
And I'm really trying not to laugh going forward, but it's not going to happen. But basically, here's the deal. I know that now someone is listening to this and they're like, I fucking love Mackenzie. I'm white as Casper too. I get it. I jacked up a spray tan.
Casper's a little too deep.
You said super white. I went with the first white thing I could think of. Clearly your feelings are hurt. I get it. I'm so sorry.
That's fine. I'm owning it.
But that's really what it's about, is going forward and just being like, hey, this is the reality of who I am. I'm not a perfect person. And it even comes back to like hair extensions. Not everybody has great, perfect hair. There are very few people that are born with that. And if we were to stand here and be like, well, this is my natural hair, I'm so great, I'm so perfect, you're not going to want to come to anybody.
Well,
like, it doesn't
think
work
for a
that
long
way.
time on Instagram, it got to a place where everything had to be perfect on Instagram. If your feed didn't look perfect, you just like, that's not the way Instagram worked for a while. And I think now it's slowly working back to being like more real, especially with stories. Like, I think
stories is what's made it real, because I think pretty feeds are still like what it's a song and a dance, because that's what hooks you. But then you're like, oh, she's a bitch, and then you watch her story and you're like, oh, she's so cool, and so then you get it's kind of like you have to be pretty and then or have a pretty feed, but then you have to be like, no, look, I'm real too.
Yeah,
you know.
And if you don't share that, like Danielle's doing stories every single day and showing like what's going on in your life, you know, your lashes, whatever else. And I feel like that's where people get to know Danielle for who she is. For me, I don't share on my stories. That's something I could definitely work on. But like if I were to share more about my terrible spray tan experiences, people will get to know me and get to know me better. And if you don't do that as a stylist, clients aren't going to want to come to you because they can't relate to you.
I started my brand honestly throwing myself under the bus. I literally, like, my whole bio when I built my first blog, I was like, hi, I'm Danielle, creative natural beauty rose. I look like I'm homeless. I have no hair. Like, I literally was just like, in my bio, I think I said I have a shaggy mullet toddler hair. Like, it sucks. Like, I was just like, it's not good. And so I think right away, and even when I would do like my YouTube videos in the beginning, because that's how I started like sharing information. And honestly, I felt like I had a lot of luck getting actual clients in the door. Like, Instagram was great for building a following, but I had better results based on like my YouTube, because I think people saw the real me, and I would throw myself under the bus. I'd be like, I have sucky hair. Let me show you a product I found that helps with sucky hair. You know, and people were like, oh, I have sucky hair too.
Yeah.
You know, and I just think that that's what people, they want to feel like they can trust you and they can relate to you. If you get too high and mighty and above, they're not going to, if you're trying to sell a business or market a business, but you're freaking like the owner of L'Oreal, they're not gonna, hi, can I please book an appointment?
I would love to get into you.
Get in with Mr. L'Oreal today. Like you have, if you're selling a business, you have to like kind of keep it relatable, and it's important to throw yourself. That's why I think fitness too does so well.
Absolutely.
Like, people are always like, oh, this is so scary to post, but look, here's me like here and there, and you're like, oh, cool. You know?
Oh, you were actually fat at one point.
Yeah.
This makes me feel better
well,
about
and it's
myself.
like, oh, well, then I can trust you that you know what you're talking about selling fitness stuff or diet plans or whatever, because you clearly knew how to lose the weight. You know?
Did it for yourself. You
can
do it for me.
Yeah, so it builds like trust. It builds relatability. It's good. It's good all the way around.
And that's something, even inside of our network with our students, we have something called Daily 4. And this is for them to market. It's 4 things that we require them to do every day. It's post a picture, take a video. It's picture, audio, video, and text. So like a blog post, like a written post, send an audio, picture, and video. And even with that, when it comes to live videos, because I always say, I'm like, you can't just record one and put it out there. I want everyone to do a live video. And here's why. There's no hiding it. There's no hiding who you are inside of a live video. Even now, we record this shit in one shot. If we jack it up, if something goes sideways, guess what? You just get to see who we really are.
You get to see it in it.
Yep, you get to see us laugh about it and laugh at Mackenzie's feet, or the fact that Danielle's microphone didn't work a few weeks ago. Like, it just is what it is. When you're doing live videos, people just trust you more, especially when it comes to hair, because there's they know you didn't Photoshop it. They know you didn't change it. You didn't jig it or adjust it to make it look even better. It just is what it is. But on top of that, people get to see you. They see the real you. They see, like, now Danielle's just like dropping her fucking phone everywhere.
Danielle's live and
it's fine.
Live video. Speaking, I was like, I'm going to be better. Let's do it.
No, it's fine. But even then, like, when you're going through and you're doing a live video, because there's no editing, there's no adjusting, whatever happens. How you speak really comes out. The fact that I'm always moving my arms, like, that never stops. I've even knocked my phone over a few times because I had set it down as well. Like, crazy shit happens, but it's clients see you, and that's who they become attracted to. And they're like, well, you know what? Danielle's actually super chill. Because honestly, I feel like people can look at your blog and be like, she might be too bougie for me.
You know what? But I am bougie. Like, I'm just going to own it. Like, but that doesn't define me.
No.
Like, that's not who I am. And so I even have to catch myself, like, judging people like, that asshole or whatever. And then I'm like, that bougie bitch, whatever. But then I'm like, oh, she's kind of cool. She's kind of chill. I actually try to stay off social media so I don't judge people.
But even then, I feel
I
like
need to restrain
saying
myself.
like someone looking at you being like, oh, Danielle's too bougie, which I don't even think bougie's a bad thing anymore. I feel like we're all bougie.
Yeah, totally.
But you are actually one of the most like chill, laid back people I've ever met. And it's funny because if people just look at pictures, they might not see that. But I've had so many people when they talk to you, like they'll come to me after class and be like, Danielle's so fucking cool. I'm like, I know. They're like, she's so laid back. I'm like, I know. Like,
I have two sides to me. I have like, Garrett calls it like my surgeon side, where I'm like, just everything is black and white. Everything is very like, like micromanage everything.
The logical side
Find
of
the
you.
flaws, fix it, do all that. Like, and I actually don't like that side of me. I think she's a crazy bitch. But I need her on so many levels. And then I have like the me I love. I'm like so chill, give you the shirt off my back. Like I don't care. Like don't care. Like just super chill. Like my hippie side, artist hippie side. But that's why I think I love doing hair and having a business is because there's both sides are needed. I need to be kind of artsy, but then I think I need to be like, this is how it is. And I would encourage like everybody out there too, like if you have your crazy side, like everybody thinks as like, I'm looking at Ani, if you have a crazy side, but everybody will like oftentimes for years, I used to like stifle my crazy side. Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, oh, tuck her under the rug, crazy bitch. What's she thinking? Like, shut up. Just
We're just gonna hide her.
Bad cop, good cop. Yeah, hide her, tuck her away. And so I came across this passive aggressive, like, hi, I'm just super chill, which I am, but I didn't allow the bitch to show up, which over the years of having my own business and being a mom and so many other hats that I wear, I'm like, it's not that I'm a bitch. I just have to own this other side of me that's like, this is what needs to be done. You know what I mean? And then this other side that's like, okay, chill, relax, and kind of have this harmony between both. And a lot of people will look at their flaws as a curse, and I would encourage you to like look at it as a blessing. I know with women, they have a hard time being vulnerable and sharing emotion, and I always tell people, I'm like, vulnerability is not a weakness. It is a strength. That is what will let people relate to you. That is what people will trust you for. So I always tell people, I'm like, be you. Like, stop worrying about being so perfect and be you. And so there I go rambling again.
No, I love it.
That was actually right on topic. You're fine.
Oh, what's our next topic?
Well, we're still on the same topic in general. Just
what was it?
The topic was throwing yourself under the
bus.
bus.
Oh, see, yes, that was me throwing myself, bad cop, good cop, under the bus. But it's true though. Like, doesn't am I the only one that feels like I have two crazy sides?
Oh, for sure.
I'm sorry. Have you not met me?
Yes.
Are you? Because
you have multiple crazy sides.
Yes, I do. And there's a side of me that loves numbers. There's a side of me. Parker, Garrett's son, just finished telling me upstairs. He's like, "Do you know you're just like my dad? You're like the female version of him. It's kind of weird."
You.
I'm like, "Oh God." I'm like, "I know, but I'm so aware of that." But it's so funny. It's the same with me though. Students meet me, and when they see me in full out trainer mode, like I'm not fucking
They're
around.
Like, scary.
This is what needs to be done. One of our students just
Straight
last week,
to the point.
yeah, when she was getting her certificate, she hugged me in my ear. She whispered, "You still scare me." I'm like, "Oh my God." I'm not trying to scare you or be scary, but I fucking terrified this girl. She told me like 3 times. But then
you liked it.
Oh, I thought it was hysterical. But then people who know me like privately and personally, like you guys all know me, like anyone.
The marshmallow side.
Yes, I'm actually super soft, super marshmallowy. I'm just actually super laid back, but trainer me, Ani me, BMS me, it's not normal me. Like I have to they're literally black and white sides. I love both of them.
Yeah.
And it's, one of my friends, he said once to me, we were talking about something completely not work related. He asked me a question about BMS and I'm like, well, it's because of this. And he's like,
all, whoa, that was switch.
Yeah. He was like, wow. He's like, I've never actually seen you switch back and forth. I'm like, I know. It's just in my head. It's like trainer Ani, normal Ani. It's just, it goes back and forth. So, but even with that, you were saying how you've had to evolve and you've had to grow throughout the years. And that includes not just being, you know, spacey artist. Like, I'm just here to do hair.
Yeah, that holds people back.
You've had to, at some point, look at numbers and the stories you have and all the stories inside BMS, they're all backed with numbers.
Well, and it's interesting that you say that because, like, even though I'm like, I hated this bad cop version of me, I hated this crazy bitch version of me, but my hippie artist wasn't giving me the results that I wanted. And so as much as I, like, loved her and wanted to be her and I was like, peace, love, and joy, like it wasn't getting me anywhere. And I just created a bunch of bad habits and behaviors. And then I was like, crazy bitch took over and was like, no, this isn't going to make you happy or give you the results you want. So you have to find a balance in
The balance of the two of them.
the balance of the two of them. And I do believe the artists have that in them, but they don't allow, and a lot of, I will speak like kind of generalize for women, because women tend to come off very passive aggressive. And I think that women are very, it's because they're always like, nope, I'm just happier if I avoid confrontation.
I don't want to be a bitch.
I don't want to be a bitch. No. And I'm like, own your bitch. Like we teach that in BMS. And it's like, no, own that side of you. And if you're offended by the word bitch, sometimes I am. I'm not going to lie. Somebody says bitch. I'm like, oh, like,
Don't call me
don't
that.
call me a bitch. So if there's a better word, if you're triggered by the B word, choose another word. Bad cop, good cop, crazy you, good you, happy you, stern you, whatever you want to call it. But
I'll keep bitch.
okay. Yeah, see, I don't.
Ani likes bitch.
It depends how, like, for me, like, if somebody says, oh, you're being a bitch, like, I'm like, I can own that. But if somebody's like, you bitch, then I'm like, oh! So it's,
How
I'm
dare
so
you?
offended by this.
yeah, so keep in context, like, we're not trying to offend anybody out there with our language, but I'm just trying to give you the good and bad version of you.
The short version.
And
Yeah.
it's not even we're saying a bitch like, oh my God, you're such a bitch. It's we're
No.
just saying women, like you said, we tend to play small because we don't want to be labeled as like the crazy bitch or the mean
Yeah.
woman or whatever. And because of that, but you need that more authoritative power in you, that bitch, to really like lay shit down and get shit done.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, especially if you're in this industry and you're anywhere on social media doing anything like that, you're gonna be criticized. People are gonna steal shit from you. Shit's gonna go sideways at some point, and the nice passive or passive aggressive you is never gonna get anything
Right.
done. It's just not gonna happen. And I know, like, even Val and I, like, when it comes to numbers, we always laugh. She's super, super artsy, hates spreadsheets and numbers. I love spreadsheets and numbers, but I'm also artsy, and her and I, we just balance each other out so much. That's why we always say we're the dream team. Like, it's just
Yeah.
such a balance, but numbers are so important because at the end of the day, they don't lie.
Well, and I think if you don't find that balance, like I remember the very first BMS class that I took, and the first time that was said, like, bring out your inner bitch, I was slightly like,
Oh, like offended and triggered.
yeah, like, oh, well, but I never want to be labeled a bitch. I never want to be that rude
I'm
person.
just nice.
But it's not about being a bitch. It's about bringing out that powerful side of you who
Yeah.
is stern and who is willing to do the work. Because when you are timid and when you are shy and things just don't
let's
get
call
done.
her, let's call her assertive Sally.
yeah,
Okay?
assertive
That's
Sally.
because you know what, people. I'm not gonna lie, I get triggered by it too. So from now on, you can call her bitch, honey, but I'm gonna refer to her as assertive Sally.
We need assertive Sally to get get through life.
Yes, assertive Sally is better than passive aggressive Sally.
Yes.
So both carry the same emotions.
Can it be passive aggressive Polly?
passive aggressive Polly or assertive
Just to
Sally?
make it perfect.
So there you go. So it, like, I referred to it as like crazy bitch Danielle and happy peace love joy. Now it's assertive Sally and what is it again?
Passive aggressive Polly.
Passive aggressive Polly. So both of them need
Yes.
each other to
survive.
To survive.
Yeah.
So just own, like, you can't just be passive Polly. Is that what it is?
Passive aggressive
Passive
Polly.
aggressive.
Passive aggressive Polly or assertive Sally.
Too much going on.
Yeah, you have to. I'm gonna forget those names for sure. But you
Just
have
remember
to,
it.
Yes, you have to learn how to do both in business, I would say.
Yeah. Kenzie's laughing because
Even in life.
We're laughing because remember how you would be like, just remember Velvet Hammer.
You're like, Garrett, just remember Velvet. He's like, I can't. I'm like, Danielle, just remember Polly and Sally. It's
I
totally fine.
know. Yeah.
Well, so then let's talk about even within marketing, because obviously we market to get the right client, but I feel like you've been doing a different kind of marketing these years as well, and it's also to get the right team members on, because people have come, people have gone, and realistically, not everyone who steps into the salon or in the role of a trainer or anything like that, they're not going to be perfect.
Right.
So talk about really having the people around you be an asset and to help continue like the marketing and the promoting of the brand itself.
Okay. Say that again.
So
Just focusing on my
Danielle was really focusing on her phone. She's like, I gotta get it at the right angle.
Right angle. Sorry.
I wish.
It's like, get yourself
there
in
we
the
go.
line.
You guys
Okay.
can see the phone in the corner now. So we're talking about, yes, we market to get the right clients, but when you're expanding the salon or
gotcha.
hiring assistants, trainers, things like that, right team members, I mean, they make or break businesses.
Yeah, I think it's so funny because I had recently on one of our students in our mastermind reach out to me, and she's like, how do you control the frame, or how do you control the energy with everybody around you? You guys seem so positive, and you don't have to like motivate one another, and like you're all on the same page. And I'm like, well, honestly, like, you create who you work with and who you work on. As stylists, I think we have a story about who we are and who we take on as clients, and we'll just take anybody who's willing to come rent a chair from us, or anybody who's willing to assist us. We're just so grateful to have help or work. And I had like learned from experience, like, no, a little more research needs to go into finding the correct team members that fit the vibe, that get the vision, that know where we want to go. And so even in the beginning, like I said, like I was guilty of that. Like somebody was like, hey, can I be your assistant? And that's how I got my first assistant. And he didn't want to be there. And I felt like I was dragging somebody for like a year. And finally I said, you don't want to, he didn't even want to do hair. And he thought he was such a sweet guy, but I was just like, hey, I would encourage you to go do something else. And I realized that kind of set me back because I had a story of like, I'm just grateful to take on whoever wants to work with me. And after that, I was like, no, I don't want to just do that. So I kind of started an interview process. And what we do at my salon is if I'm looking to hire a new team member, even if it's down to the receptionist, I'm like, I tell everybody, I put out an ad or put out an email or whatever, and I'm like, please send me a video of yourself because I want to see their vibe. And then after I see their vibe, I'm like, okay, come in and do a tryout with us at the salon. And then they come in and they do a half day. It's not paid. I just want to see like how they work, their work ethic and things like that. Are they like needing a 45-minute lunch break? Are they late? Are they on like little things I just like to take note because I want to see like what they're like to work with. And so that's kind of how I honestly feel like I created the dream team. And then the other thing that's so cool too is like when I was looking to hire new stylists and new assistants just recently, I'm like, okay, I'm not just going to put up a random thing on social media and be like, hey, anybody want to come work with me? I'm like, no, we had a network of like 200 stylists. I'm like, I guarantee in that network, and these are people I've already trained, so it makes it way easier if they come on board because they've already done the training with us online. They've done the classes. They get the mindset. It's not a hard sell. I'm like, come be a part of the DKW tribe. They're like, sweet, sign me up. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of like how it's gotten to that point. But then also too, it's with my own tribe, it's like selling the vision, keeping us all on track. And that's kind of how I really like created the dream team that we have now. And if anybody is, because I learned the hard way when people don't fit in your vibe, and I would try to save people is what I call. And I'm like, you can't save clients and you can't save like people that work with you too. Like if it's not a fit, it's not a fit and you need to let them go. And now like I'm so aware of that. Like when somebody's not a fit, I usually want to like address it right away. Or maybe they serve their time and their time has come to an end. And that's fine too. And it's just like, okay, let them fly and then get other people that believe in your vision. And you constantly have to resell the vision. And I always tell everybody on my team, I'm like, if I win, you win. If you win, I win. So like, for example, like my assistant that was with me for 2 years was finally the top earning stylist in our salon. And I text her, I'm like, fucking good job. And it wasn't like I was looking at the numbers.
Stacey?
Yeah. And it wasn't like I was like looking at the numbers like, oh my God, I was like, oh my God, like, yes. Like I was like a proud mom moment. You know what I mean? So it's important to kind of get to that place inside of your business when you're rooting for your team and they're out producing you in the salon. I know, I'm like, woo!
Well, and if you think about it too, like most people are at work more than they are at home. So why would you want to work with people that you didn't vibe with or that didn't see your vision in life? Because I think more often than not, like where we're with your coworkers, they become family whether you like it or not. And if you're an owner of a salon or you're someone who's in charge of hiring people, why would you ever settle for someone that you weren't sure about?
Right.
The people in your salon, the people on your tribe, they're just as important as your family members because you're spending more time with them than you are other people. And if you're around people who are bringing you down or who aren't seeing the same vision as you, that's never going to work. That's never going to help you grow. So I think focusing on like really selling your vision, like I'm the newest member on the DKW team and Danielle's been selling the vision to me for 2.5 years. So of course, as soon as I got a chance, I came.
You're hired.
Yeah. And so it's like, she's so good at selling the vision. And if you are a salon owner and you're trying to do that, make sure that you're selling a clear vision, because when there isn't a clear vision and people just want to come on and they're like, well, how long do I have to be an assistant?
Yeah.
Am I just going to be assistant forever? Like if there isn't a vision of steps to move forward in the company or on the team, more often than not, it might not even be you as the owner. They just don't see a vision, so why would they stay?
Because we're growing so quickly too, when I tell people, I'm like, here's kind of what I have in mind for you. But then I'm also like, we're going to reevaluate every 3 months and see where we're at. Because we're changing so much, I can't be like, hey, you're just going to be an assistant for 6 months. I'm kind of like, I'm going to see where we're at, how many leads we have coming in. I'm just going to reevaluate. Here's where I see you going. Here's how quickly I predict it. But like, the other thing is too, is like, because we're a growing company, when people come on and it's like been 3 to 6 months and they're just like, well, why haven't I doubled in income? That to me is a red flag. And I'm like, no, like everybody.
What work are you doing to do that?
Well, and I'm kind of like, no, everybody, it just takes time. Do you know what I mean? And some people it's quicker and some people it takes I feel like you guys adapted super quick. And so, like, we've just picked up momentum now.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, and even with that, inside of BMS, because I've been very clear that it's not easy. Like the role that Val and I have, being the lead trainer for BMS and doing all this, like it is not easy. It's so much work. And so many of the artists, they come in and they're like, oh, but I want to be a trainer for BMS. I want to come to the events. I want to do all that. And I'm like, yeah, you say that now because you get to see the fun part. You get to see us doing the events and doing the lives and taking pictures and like Jillian dancing and being like the fucking MC. Like,
Love
yeah,
Jill.
yeah, it's so fun. And they see the great fun part of it,
Right.
but they don't realize the amount of work and hustle that's behind the scenes.
Right.
So even now with BMS, we're actually borrowing something from Warrior. They have something called a brother assist where they have one of the Warriors come in and it's volunteer for them. We're paying, so don't worry, but we're actually going through and because a lot of the women, and I mean, BMS is growing so fast.
Yeah.
And it's only getting bigger and bigger. It's going to come to the point where Val and I, we can't manage everything by ourselves. Like I already see like by the end of the year, we could have 500 people inside Mastermind.
Right.
I can handle a lot. Can't handle 500 people. That might be my limit at some point. So even with that, now what we're starting inside of BMS, because I've said it, I didn't birth BMS, but God damn it, it's my baby. Like I will carry it on my back solo if I have to.
You're doing the most work with it.
Oh, I'm in it every day. Like this is
Yeah.
this is my child.
Right.
Like this is everything
Like my
to me.
creation of MBR is like your BMS is your baby.
Oh yeah. People say, "Well, I want to be a BMS trainer." I'm like, "Oh, do you?"
You're all,
Interesting thought.
Screw you. Just kidding.
Yeah. So well, what? Yeah.
Not really.
Well, what we're doing now is I'm actually because we have 2 events per week. Whenever we do BMS intensives, it's 2, one right after the other. I'm actually going to start bringing an artist in from our network as an artist assist. So here's what they're going to do.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, yeah.
I thought of that so long ago, and it never happened.
Oh, it's
Are we
gonna,
at that point?
Oh, yeah. So here's what we're doing.
You can't be 10 people, Ani?
Excuse you. That's rude, and I don't appreciate that. I can be 15 people if I have to be.
No, you
She
can't
wants
be
to be
Superwoman.
10 people.
I tried to be 15 people at one point too, and finally I was like, I'm so tired, but I can keep going. I got this.
That was me a couple weekends ago. No, it's fine. I officially went to a float tank last night with Kenzie.
Oh.
I did it. It was good. It was so good. But
And our hair feels fine.
yeah.
You know what, Ani? Let me predict something that's going to happen. Just going to put it out there. Just going to put it out
I'm
there.
so nervous.
I know. No, listen, because like I see in a lot of like Ani specifically, kind of like where I was like 2 years ago when I was trying to train and I was a mom and I was a stylist. It's not that I couldn't handle it. Like I fucking nailed that shit, like to a checklist, like I'd text Garrett, super mom, 2 points, you know, like, and so
10 points.
And then it got to this point where I was doing that for so long that I was like, I have no me time. I don't even know if I like me. Who am I? I just want to go and sit in a float tank or whatever. You know what I mean? And so I felt myself slowly even being like, nope, you got this. And adding to the checklist, where it would got to the point where, and I probably haven't shared this story before, but like I was doing like follow-up emails and doing blog posts till like 1 a.m. after my kids went to bed, like almost every night.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would get up and the shit show would start again. 6. I don't wake up at 4. You guys are crazy. So I'm not a morning person. I'm just going to put that out there. But for me, 6:30 might as well have been like 3 a.m. So anyway, I'd get up at like 6:30 and I'd try to get some emails off. Then I'd get the kids up and then I'd like go to the salon. And then it was just like a shit show. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I know you know. So I'm predicting what's going to happen is I felt like nobody could do it as good as I could. And like you're a killer trainer, but it gets to this point where I'm like, you know what? I have to be okay that there's other people that are going to add different elements to the training. And as I've let go, I've actually had this little bit of guilt, like I'm not in the trenches anymore. And I'm like, who am I? Like, and there's this whole other side of me where I'm like, I like the space and time, but like I miss kind of like being in the trenches. But for me, because I let go, things have like gone crazy.
Skyrocketed.
Mm-hmm. And so I think when I see people like Ani on the team where I'm like, and you're doing a lot. You are Superwoman. I'm just going to give it
Thank you.
You are Superwoman. And I'm like, and I don't mean that like to offend you when I say this will come to an end. I just look at it like you can't carry this pace for eventually I'm sure you're going to find a guy. You may or may not have children. Like right now, like you're just committing so much time and it's a season of your life. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I know that we'll get to this place where you'll kind of let go and we'll all just be having a glass of whatever we'll have a margarita on my deck and I'll be like, remember when we were all fucking hustling? Like here we are.
Now, yeah.
And things will be running smooth and crazy and we'll still be in the trenches, but it's hard to, when you're that super mom or that superwoman, it's hard to be like, okay, it's sufficient, it's running, it's going. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So
well, and I've told Val, I'm like, because Val was for a minute, she was going like slightly off of the BMS path and like going to like the CEO DKW, and she's just kind of realized like BMS
You can't do it all.
BMS is where she's at. Like this is what she loves, and like she loves this shit so much. So her and I have actually had a talk. We're like, I know what's gonna happen. This year is gonna be systematize the fuck out of BMS, and next year, it's going down. Like it's really skyrocketing. Yeah. Well, that's why with the Artist Assist. So what they're gonna be doing is, because we have 2 events per week, they're gonna come in. We have 3 weeks of pre-training that is mandatory for all of the artists coming into BMS. They're gonna be helping. So Jillian will be helping Val with the pre-training for NBR. I'm going to have an artist assist helping me with like the business, the marketing, and everything else. They're going to come to the 2-day event. They're going to basically help with whatever we need. They're going to be there for hands-on training. They're going to be doing everything inside of there. And then afterwards, when you join Mastermind, our biggest program, like our continuing education, we actually have, it's called a 30-day sprint. So it's 30 days of, it's myself going through and making sure you understand how everything works, getting your marketing down, like working one-on-one with them to make sure it's not just like, hey, welcome to our network, see you later, suckers. Like, it's so intense. So the Artist Assist will be doing that too.
Artist Assist.
Artist Assist.
I like it.
Me too.
I thought you were going to call it Sister Assist, and I was like, we should change that because there's some guys in the program.
No. They call it Brother Assist. I'm like, no, I like Artist Assist.
Artist Assist, that's better.
And so really, and I told them, I'm like, here's the deal. A lot of you are wanting to come onto the team, and a lot of you are wanting to be a BMS trainer. That's great. Not to be a dick, you got to get through me first. I'm not just going to let anybody on the team. Like, there's no fucking way, because the vibe we have now, I'm so protective of what we have, because all of us gel so well. We all get along. Like, we're all friends. We all want the same thing. We have the same vision, and we're fucking plowing through for it. So I told them, I'm like, this is your fucking chance. You want to be a BMS trainer, you're going to have to fucking hustle and grind and fight for the next 2 months to prove that you can hang and you deserve to be here. Because then, when Mastermind gets bigger, we're going to have more like on-hand trainers and like co-trainers, and it's going to be those people that came and assisted. When BMS Convention shows up and we need more trainers on hand for all of it, it's going to be the co-trainers, the people who came and did the Artist Assist. They'll always be number one, because not only do they know NBR, not only do they know the business, they've been in the program because I'm making sure of it, and on top of that, now they've run with us and they know how this shit rolls.
This is so cool. I'm like getting goosebumps thinking about it, because I think of like when people try to start up a business and they're just like, we just invest and hire, and then they wonder why things aren't like holding up to the standard. I'm like, we are investing so much time and energy into our network that like it's crazy. It's not like we're just like, hey, do you want to come do MBR? Just come do a week-long boot camp. Like, our trainers are going to be in the system for 2 years, and like
before they even help
train. Like, what? I'm sorry, but that's so cool. Like, you're going to get like stellar quality training. Like, they're stylists, but then they specifically had 2 years just in the program, and every single week you guys are doing that training. Do you know what I mean? On mindset, on business. And so I think what's going to happen is like all of a sudden, like I'm just going to say it, like trainings, DKW styling salons, people are going to like, what the fuck? This popped out of nowhere. And we're like, no. You didn't see what was going on behind the scenes.
We've been fucking grinding.
We've been grinding for years. And now we're deploying this bitch.
Yep. And even with that.
Sorry for the B word.
I love, it's okay, bitches.
It's totally fine.
It's fine.
Trying to cut back on my language.
Oh, good. That makes one of us. I'm looking into hiring an assistant right now. And in the video she sent in, she's like, why should you hire me? Because I'm the motherfucking shit. I'm like, I would like an interview with her, please. I'm like, she's my number one. She just jumped to the top of the list.
Can I just say, I had Ani come to my 7-year-old's daughter's birthday this last week, and she'd be like, fuck yeah, man. And I was like, 7-year-olds. They're 7-year-olds. Cut
it out.
Wait, no. Garrett told me it was fine in his household. Now, when he was at fucking Disneyland with Sam, he was like, Sam, was like main guy that runs Warrior Week. He's like, Sam, shut up. You cannot be yelling fuck and doing the warrior stuff.
You're going to have a 2-year-old running around at some point, and she's gonna be like, fuck, mommy, fuck. And you're going to be like, oh, God, I remember when my first kid was like, you're a shithead, Mom. I was like, oh, I must say that word a lot. You're cute.
God damn it. Okay.
But sorry, anyway.
No, it's fine. But even, like you said, that the people who are going to come in as co-trainers, they've been in the program for years. That's literally what I did. Yeah. I was inside BMS for 14 months before Garrett was like, hey, let's try you out. It's going to be an internship. I'm like, that shit was probation. Like, I know you can't frame it out, Garrett, any other way. I'm like, it was eyeballs on me. That was probation to the core. And I knew it. I had to come in. I came in for a couple months for a couple of events, and I just had to prove myself every single time until October. He was like, all right, I want you to move here. I'm like, what? He's like, November 1st, I want you here full time. I'm like, October 14th, assigned my lease. I'm like, woo, I'm here, I made it. But it wasn't like I was picked up off the street.
Right.
You guys had been watching me for years.
I think even people inside the network, when you first came out, they're like, Ani, who's that? Like,
Yeah.
she doesn't even work at DKW now. She's training all of us. And I'm like, no, she's
been here.
She's been with us for a bit. Yeah. So.
Oh, I knew I got the side eye from people, especially those who were like with me at first when we were all students. They were kind of like,
but you put in
You're
more
what?
work than they did. Like they came to one class, but you continued your education and you worked with us side by side. Then you did your internship. So it's not like you just like did one class and showed up and you're like, hey, I'd like to come work at DKW. I want to be a part of the education. Like we were watching you and how you showed up in the network and like everything like you said. So, and that's what we're looking for in trainers. It's like people that show up that can give us the highest quality of training.
Garrett always says, he's like, Ani is our self-proclaimed trainer before I got hired on. And I took it as a huge compliment. I'm like, thank you. And Val later on, this was a few months ago, she's like, I think that might have been an insult. I'm like, no, that was so flattering. What are you talking about? But that's what it is. And that's why I'm so like being super strict on this artist assist, because I know what it takes to get where we're at because I had to do it.
Right.
And it's not easy. And it looks super fun because now we're systematizing. We have the cameras and the stages and the lights and the podcast room and everything's so great. Okay, when I came, it was like one webinar. It was not like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just evolving so much.
Because I let go.
Yeah, I love it. Keep letting go. Well, even
Danielle's like,
she's like, maybe, okay. But even now, you know, Garrett is showing up. Garrett used to show up to the BMS intensives exactly in the morning, and he'd stay from the minute we started at 7:30 until 6. This past event, he didn't show up till 2:30. And it was me running it all morning. And I'm like, this is awesome.
But that's what's so cool is like everybody's getting the same experience. I used to think last year when I was still running BMS, like clear till 3 o'clock and then Garrett would come from 3 to 6. I just remember like I would train on, so we'd have these classes. Were they 1 day or 2 day last year? Do you guys remember?
2 days.
Okay, so there were 2 days and Garrett was kind of like, that's my husband. He's the CEO or the owner of Big Money Stylist. I finally released control to him and I was like, you do whatever you want, because he was kind of like half foot in the door, half out of the door. And last year, like I would do hair for the morning, and then we didn't have Ani as a trainer, and Val wasn't really I just felt like it was a lot of energy to manage. And then it was just like, I feel like the experience now with me stepping back is like way better. Like it was good then, but even now it's way better because I'm not like running the whole show to the point where I'm just exhausted. Like I've got amazing team members, and we'll do like, we can come in and everybody can do what they're good at. You know what I mean? Like Garrett and I can come in and we can be the face of the brand, and we can motivate and we can answer questions and do Q&A, and then we can video record stuff and break that down and teach it. But it's way more systematized now.
Oh, yeah.
And when things are systematized, you get better results. People want to leave feeling like on fire and on point and motivated, but they want to feel like they actually learned something. When I leave a class, I don't want to just leave being like, I'm super excited, but I don't know where to go.
yeah.
Like that was fun.
And in BMS, we give you the tools. I think that's we went to a color class this week. It was great. But I think the big thing with BMS is we have the network. We have people to assist you and guide you every single day. Like you don't just take a class and then we say, here you go figure it out. It's every single day you have Coach Ani, you have Coach Val, you have me, you have Danielle, you have everyone on the team who is here to like help you with stuff. Where most classes, it's just, here you go.
But that's why our price point is higher. We're not even like marketing like, hey, this is just a technique, come see a demo. Which I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. That's why we're still attending education classes. But what we're offering is different, and you're going to get bigger results.
Yes.
If you're willing to do the work, you will get bigger results.
And in the network, we have people who are making consistently $20,000+ a month just from doing the systems and things that we have been teaching. And that, for me, that's what changed everything for me. Like when there was an opportunity for me to come on DKW, I was all in, because guess what? I started making, $2,000 a month, and I doubled that and I tripled that. And I've grown so much just by following the systems. So for me, it's a no-brainer. Like, why wouldn't you want to be a part of the DKW team? Because look at what it's done already from ground zero. And so when things come up like training and things, I think the reason that we are so hard on people in the training systems is because the production gets results. Like the way we do everything, it gets results every single time.
There was actually a student that we had. She was in our very first, not our very first class. We had 2 classes last week. She was in the first one that came in. And I'm talking to her on stage, and I'll be honest, she did not like me for like probably the first half of the class, because she kept saying, she's like, well, I can't do any of this work. I didn't do the work to come here. I didn't do the pre-training for this and that. I didn't do any of this. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, are you kidding me right now?
You're like, and you're telling me this.
I'm like, you're actually
you
saying
know
this.
who I am.
I'm like, you're saying this to my face. Good luck. Okay, but we'll handle that in a minute. But she kept saying it and kept saying it. And then she came to the point where she's like, can I be honest with you? I said, yeah. She's like, I don't really think mastermind works. And I was like, no. Now, I could handle it until you said that. I'm like, now you crossed the fucking line. I'm like, so you're going to stand there and tell me you've done none of the work and you don't actually think that the system works? How would you fucking know?
Maybe she didn't know what she was getting into.
Well, she knows
I've been
now.
that guilty asshole before. I'm just going to say it. I attended this Tony Robbins thing, and you had to fill out like this 9-page essay.
Oh.
And I was like, A, B, C, D, E. And towards the end, I was like he's going to read all these. And Garrett actually like knew his son, and he said he actually does read all of those. So I was like, oh, damn it.
So Danielle is that
So I
asshole
was that
in
asshole.
class.
Yeah.
But I mean, the girl just kind of kept saying all of that to me, and she's like, well, I just don't really feel like it doesn't work and this and that. And at the end of the day, I'm like, your life is a reflection of what you do. And that's what production's all about, is literally just doing the work that's required to move forward. You can't expect to see a change in your life if you're never going to take the steps.
It doesn't work unless you want it to work.
Yes, Danielle didn't get to where she is because she sat there saying, well, Garrett's kind of a piece of shit today, but I'm sure it'll get better 5 years from now. No, she was like, okay, my situation fucking sucks. I don't like it. I'm not happy. What can I do to change it? Same with me. Where I was working, I was like, well, was that me?
No,
Did I breathe
it
super
sounded-
loud?
No, it sounded like somebody's house fell down, but it's fine.
Oh, I thought that was like a breath. I'm like, I'm like, who's out of breath? But even when it came to me, I was like, I don't like where I'm working. I'm not happy with my clients. I fucking hate the money that I'm not making. Like, this sucks. What can I do to change? And that's why when BMS came around, I was like, okay, whatever it takes, I'm in, because I know I'm supposed to be there. I'm going to do whatever it is. And that my life is a result of all of the work I put forth.
How do you do it though, Ani? You adapt so quick. Like, I'm just gonna be honest, I'm so stubborn, and that's why like it took me a while to kind of get started, because I think I get stuck in that artist ego where I'm like, I'm good, or I'm scared of change. It's like such a, like, how do you adapt so quickly? Like, maybe you could give us some pointers on, like, you jump, like you say, Ani, jump. Okay, like, do you just not like have time to think about it? Like, give our listeners like some advice, like how, because you grow it like I said, I did a blog post on Big Money Stylist, and I was like, everybody on my team like runs really, really fast like I do. And I specifically like made a compliment to Ani. I'm like, I hired somebody who not only could run as fast as me and like work as hard as me, but would adapt even faster. So I'm like, how do you do that?
For me, it's a mix of, I see the vision. So I always say, I've said it before a million times, when I first came to my BMS class, we were sitting on the beach doing a vision quest, and Garrett said, where do you want to be in a year? And something in me said, this is where you're supposed to be. I don't know why, but that voice in me was like fucking screaming, BMS is where you're supposed to be. And I went back to St. Louis, back to Missouri, and with that thought of, I have to be there, I have to be there. And I swear, it became an obsession for me. And so for me, it was like, okay, well, for me to get there, which guys, it was supposed to be like a one-off class, there was not even going to be any more, but I'm like, it doesn't matter, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be a trainer for a class that might never exist, but it doesn't matter. I will be there. So I kept saying it, and then I'm like, okay, well, what do I have to do to get there? And so for me, it was, I was already not happy. I already didn't like my clients.
Yeah.
I already hated the money I was making. I was fucking miserable in the suite I was working in. So if I was already unhappy and I saw, I'm like, okay, obviously it can be done differently. Danielle did it differently. So if it can be done differently, why wouldn't I do it? So I said, fuck it.
But that's not normal.
Oh, really?
No, like
Oh.
so many people sit in a life of pain before they actually choose to make a change. Like, I don't think you give yourself enough credit. Like, even for me, like, Garrett and I had, like, lost everything, and that's why I was like, well, I got to build a brand. I got to do this and this. But even then, like, people just get stuck in their stories. You're so quick to be like, end this story and move on. But maybe that's just how you are by nature.
Maybe, because for me, it's just, I'm not going to sit here. I'm not saying I haven't sat and wallowed in things before. Like, okay, I have, like, totally. But I just like, okay, well, I don't want to be where I'm at anymore.
Right.
No one's going to change it. No one can save me. Everything is up to me. And the minute I realize that, the minute I'm like, okay, well, fuck it. That's why Garrett would say, do this. And I'd be like, well, you might be crazy. Yeah, all right, I'm going to try it.
I liked on last week's podcast how you were like, I saw other people and I was like, I wish I could be them. And then you're like, I can be them.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of times in life, we look at somebody else's story and we say, I can't create that for myself. Well, they're so-and-so, or like, I'm just me and I can't create that. And it's not to say you have to be that same person, but you choose your outcome and you choose how fast you grow. And so I think it's like this element of like kind of surrender and choose your story. I know, like, for me, like, every morning I wake up, like, I'm kind of grumpy in the morning. And so I try to, like, I'm such an, I don't know why. I get where my daughter gets it. She's always like, oh, I hate you, Mom. And I'm like, but I love you. But I
give it a couple hours when you wake up.
Yeah, totally. I'm just not a morning person. And I always wake up just kind of like kind of bugged. Some people wake up happy. I don't. But I know that about myself. And so I usually drink a little caffeine. And then I'll just go for a walk, a jog, something to like reset my mind. So for me, that helps me start to create a new story or a better day. And I think it takes a consistency of choosing to create a better day and a consistency of choosing to make better results, create your story every single day. Mm-hmm. And people give up too quickly, or they say, this is too far out of my reach. What's crazy in my experience is if you would have even said like where I'm at now, like 2-3 years ago, I'd been like, no, I can't get there. And now it's weird. Now that I'm here, I kind of like go into things thinking like, yeah, I could be like, I could go there. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't seem as far out of my reach anymore. And something shifts.
Well, and not to, because I know money is like such a weird topic to talk about, but even coming here, like for me, visiting California was always my dream. The first time I visited was March 2016 for my group class, and then I came back in May 2016 for BMS, and then 14 months later, I moved here. So even like stepping into the state, I'm like, oh, it's like a magical place. I'm like, this is great. Right. And then I never saw myself living here because to me, it was just something that was so far out of reach. But literally, it even comes down to, this sounds super bougie, but even like the shoes I bought the other day, like I bought a pair of Chloe's. That shit was like $1,500. Had you asked me 6 months ago, would you ever buy a pair of shoes?
You know what? That's what bugs me about people. That is like, because I'll have people message me, what do you do with all those bags? What do you do with all those shoes?
Fucking wear them.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm like, I can buy them, so I do. But for me, it's like I hit this point in my life where I'm like, that's so cool that I can do that and I enjoy this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So take a minute and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Well, and I think the numbers don't lie too. Like when you look at something, like for me when I was in Utah, the numbers game is so different in Utah than it is in California. Like making $8,000 a month in California for a hairstylist, that's really good. But here in California, like 20 grand is actually pretty dang good. And so and it's all like looking at the numbers. Numbers don't lie, but I feel like if your mindset is in a certain place and you see a number, like if I like when like growing up looking at a $1,600 handbag, oh my gosh, like there's so many children that you could be helping with that handbag. But like your perspective totally changes like when you're in a different mindset with numbers. Like like if you're making 20 grand a month, spending that much on a handbag is not even a big deal. But when you're making 2 grand a month,
it's
and
a
you're
huge
spending
deal.
that,
and so when you're
totally
at that place,
different.
you look at somebody and you're like, oh my God, why would you spend that? But it's you have to just be like, we're in different places.
Yeah, but instead of judging someone, just say, well, like use that as motivation to say, oh, I can be there. Like anyone can be there. Like Ani was saying last week, like anyone can be someone to somebody, and it's all about putting in the work to get there. Nothing happens overnight. Like BMS wasn't built overnight. Like there has been hours and hours of Danielle slave, that Ani slaves. Like I've seen it firsthand, and I've only been here for 4 weeks. Like they slave for this shit, and it doesn't happen overnight. And I think oftentimes on social media you see something happen and you're like, oh, they have 100,000 followers or whatever it may be, and it's like, how did that just happen? Backstory. Yeah, you don't see like, you know, the iceberg analogy where you just see the tip of the iceberg when really like all this crap had to happen before that happened. You don't see that oftentimes with people, and don't judge someone just because they're at a certain place in their life. If you haven't hustled and you haven't grinded to get there, don't judge someone off of that. Appreciate it and use that as motivation. If you want to get there, you can get there too. It's all about putting in the work.
Well, and I think that even going through, like, talking about people's stories earlier, there's a place near my house where I go to get my green drink every morning. It's called Nectar. There's a guy there. He asks me about Garrett every single day I go in. Every day when I go in. The first time he found out that I work for Garrett, because he was like, oh, he's like, how's Garrett? He's like, are you part of the Warriors? And I was like, yeah.
Sorta.
I'm like, you know, I'm just like, yeah, I work for Garrett. And he's like, is Garrett like the baller? And I'm like, a what? And he's like, you know, he's like super fucking rich, comes in rolling in like a Lambo. I'm like, yes, that would be Garrett. He's like, oh, that's so cool.
Asshole.
Well, then he's always like, so how'd Garrett come up with Warrior? How do you do this? How do you do that? And I'm like, oh, fuck, let me give you an autobiography at this point. One day I was literally talking about Garrett and where Warrior was birthed from. I was at the point where I was like, Danielle was fucking stepping up. She was rising, and Garrett realized he was a fucking dick. I go, and from his greatest pain, birthed Warrior. And then all I hear is, oh, you stop. And Garrett walked in. I'm like, oh, damn it. I'm like, it seems like all I do is talk talk about him, but this guy is so interested. He wants to know the backstory of the guy who comes rolling up in a Lambo to get a fucking green drink every morning.
Right.
Because backstories are so, not that they're so important, but it's throwing yourself under the bus. If Garrett comes up and he's like, I can help you change your life, all right, because look at my Lambo, my big house, and my pretty wife.
No, nobody would trust him.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
They're like, you didn't build that shit.
Point.
Yeah. You're like, cool.
You're probably a trust fund baby for all I know.
People asked us that, like when my cleaners first started working for us, they thought we were both trust fund babies. And Garrett speaks Spanish and they didn't know. And then one day he was like, went off in Spanish to him. And ever since, I swear, they're like, have so much more respect for us. You're like, I don't know, because
You're
Garrett
like, I don't
speaks
even
Spanish.
know what he said.
I know. I was like, sounded super hot. Like, I don't know.
You're like, say it to me later.
No.
Let me get my chips and salsa. Hold on. I love it. Well, I definitely feel like we got slightly off topic today, but I think it's great because people need to understand that
Keeping it real.
there's just so much hustle and grind that comes to being and like what's been created and what we do. And that's why I feel even when we get to the topic of protection, we're so fucking feisty and fiery because this wasn't handed to Danielle. Like she literally birthed this from her own place of pain, just like Garrett did for Warrior. And then as the team gets bigger and grow, like everyone who's brought on, like we bleed for this so much.
Everybody has their place of pain in order to grow, and it's what you do with that pain and accept it and realize, like, why am I experiencing this and how can I become better?
Exactly. So, Kenzie, last words for our podcast today.
Man, you guys, I feel like just put in the work. Like, this was such a good podcast. I feel like I'm in here doing it and watching it at the same time. It's so crazy to see growth when it happens. I love being in the network and seeing our artists like growing because it's the hustle, it's the grind that every single day that people don't want to do that actually gets you the results that you want. So stop being shy about like putting in the work because the work is actually what gets you the results that you want. So if you have goals, if you have things in life that you're trying to achieve, do the work. It's not easy, but if you do it, you'll have the results that you want.
Can I add something on that real quick? I know we're coming to an end, but like
No,
don't say, "Oh, that's not me," because forever I stayed in that story of like, I can't be that wife, or I can't be that business person, or I'm kind of shy, I can't get up on stage, or I don't really want to take photos of myself. Like, I can't be that person. That's not me. I'm not an influencer. I'm not a business owner. And I got to this place of pain where I was like, well, I can't be here anymore. So maybe I should discover this other version of me. So I think it's important to understand that too. Like if you feel like it's uncomfortable or unnatural, maybe you should actually visit that. Do you know what I mean? Because for me, I think it makes, now I can relate to people. When we have students come in, they're like, oh my God, I'm shy. I don't want to get on a video. I'm like, I like built my whole brand on video. Like,
so get on and do it.
And now it's not uncomfortable. I'm just like, yeah, let's do a podcast. Let's do a YouTube. Let's do this. Like, sure, you want to do a live right now? And it's not that big of a deal.
You're not phased ever.
No, and I don't think I'm like super outgoing. And so for me, it just kind of becomes like the new norm. And so I would challenge everybody who's listening to this show, ask yourself, where am I feeling uncomfortable, and can I challenge that and break through that and learn things about myself? And don't be afraid of change. You're just becoming a better version of you. So
we always say when it comes to power, which is what we talked about last week, when you're uncomfortable, power is all about capacity. When you're uncomfortable and when you're like, I don't fucking know what to do, I don't know how to go forward, you're just reaching your capacity. That means you have two options. You can shrink back or you can push through, and that version of you, like we say, that version of you will die. You will never again be that person, but you grow to become something else. I went through a couple weeks ago. It was a really rough fucking weekend. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't figure it out. And I realized I've reached my capacity. I've reached the end of the line. I didn't know what to do. I just hadn't found my footing yet. But just like you guys keep saying, and I kind of said last week, it's the idea that someone else can do it, but you can't, that will forever fuck you up. And that's one mentality that I had for so long. And the minute I scrapped that, I was like, wait, but...
See, that's why you can move so fast then.
I tossed that story right in the fucking garbage because I'm like, okay, if someone else can do it, I can do it. I know that people look at me and they're like, well, she did it, but that's not me. And I'm like, no, I was you. I was the person in a suite by myself. I was the person working by myself. I was the person that was engaged and ended a relationship to keep moving forward. I was the person that dropped clients. I was the person that upped my prices. I was and am that person.
Right. So we can teach based off that.
Yes.
Right.
We know everything back and forth because, guys, this is the life that we've led.
Right.
So, like Danielle said, challenge yourself. Where in your life are you seeing now that you are completely uncomfortable, that you don't want to do more, you don't want to move forward? Because that's the place you need to visit. That's the place you need to go to, and that's what you need to focus on to push past who you are now. Let that version die and become someone new.
Rebirth.
And we can end it at rebirth. She's like, oh,
You're
fuck,
like,
that might be
rebirth.
the last word. Last words?
Last words. Yeah. I like it.
Rebirth.
Rebirth.
Yeah.
That's the title
I
of
love
our
it.
show today. Wait, what was the topic really?
Production.
Production.
Production. Rebirth your production. There we go.
That sounds okay.
Okay, that sounds
I'm like,
Hold on.
Sue, when you listen to this, please don't title it that. I'm so sorry.
Oh, now I feel like we're ending on a weird note.
No, on that note, just look inside yourself. See what it is you can change, because we can't do this for you. If you're not willing to do the work, we can't save you. We can guide you. We can tell you where we've been and what we've done. But use that as just, not even, don't compare, but as a, hey, this
Motivation.
is what's fucking possible. And on that note,
Rebirth.
we'll see you guys next week.